Hello everyone and welcome to another track guide video, and today we got Catalunya with this Mazda Atenza in Group 4 on racing hard tires. So I decided to go with this one because it's the fastest car out there at the moment, so I hope they're gonna adjust the BOP very soon, so we might have a little bit of variety in the races. But here, actually in the race, the BMW M4, it's probably the better car than this Mazda. So fuel saving is a bit better and the tire wear is slightly better, but it's also hard to drive. So if you're really looking for the way that you can win and you actually need to learn the car a bit more, then I would probably go with the BMW. But if you're okay with the Atenza, you want just want stability, and you just want the best possible outcome without without too much struggle, I would go with this Mazda. So guys, without further ado, let's get going. Let's start with this track guide video, and first thing I have to say, you really have to rev up this car in 4th and 5th gear. 3rd not so much, but in 4th really rev it up, and in 5th you can see I'm not even upshifting into 6th. So right before the 100 meter sign there is a little gap, you should brake there, but just have a look at how am I applying the brakes when I'm turning in. So not a lot of braking going in because the car really likes to understeer. So if you run the brakes and start to turn in, the car just won't turn in because you're just putting too much pressure on the front tires. Something like that in here, so that's why I'm putting only about 10-15% off the brakes, and maybe for half a second or maybe even a second. And when I reach that pull, it's usually time to put the power down. So it really depends on the angle, it really depends on how you make that turn, but I had some better exit than this one, but this was my best lap overall. So here I'm looking at the shadow. Make sure that you brake in the straight line. You can see only at the end of the curb I'm starting to turn in, and you see no brake when I kind of turn in the corner, and when I'm already turning in, I'm kind of looking to get in the middle of the corner so I can put the power down. So it's very important that you don't get too much understeer initially. Something like that is going to happen here. The only reference that I have is on the left hand side. It's the end of the fence. So brake in the straight line, look at the end of the curb, and then start to turn in. But have a look at, once again, I'm not using that much trail braking because the car really likes to understeer. And when I reach the apex, I really smash the power down in 2nd gear, not 3rd. I haven't really tried the 3rd gear, but it looks to me that the car simply cannot put that much, and it cannot really get that much out of that in 3rd gear. So here, looking at the beginning of the curb, once again, minimize your trail braking because this car is very heavy. It doesn't really turn in that much unless you throw it in the corner and then hope it's going to stay there. But yeah, just look at this at the way that you don't want to cause too much understeer, like I'm not doing it here. Maybe up to 50% of the brakes, but very short while, maybe just on the tap at about 50%, and then going flat out. I mean, somewhere in the middle of the corner. I would say the perfect position would be 50% in the corner, but of course it's never perfect. It's always a little bit here and there. So here, just before the 100 meter sign, there is a little sign there, and you should turn in at the 50 meter sign. And also make sure that you downshift in the 1st gear and upshift in the 2nd, and even before the apex you start applying the throttle because you want to get the best possible exit out of that corner, and of course most speed. So similar, very similar principle in here. I'm just not putting that much trail braking in there. I don't want to cause too much understeer, which is also happening in here. So you have a look, I'm braking in the straight line, and then as I start to turn in, 50% of the brakes, very easy, downshifting the 2nd and revving up the car in 2nd gear. You also might want to notice that I'm straightening up the car before this curb. So straighten up the car, then brake, and then the car is just going to turn in much better. So you are not really applying the brakes through the chicane, you're actually braking before the chicane and then applying the throttle. So you're just making the car more stable, and in the end you're pulling out more speed out of the chicane. So you can jump over the curbs, but with only one tire. So just make sure that you stay kind of in track limits because it's very easy to pick up a penalty there. So this lap got me into the top 10, but if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you hit that like button. I always do appreciate that stuff. So yeah, I mean, thank you very much once again for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.